Hey, Jim Zaspel here. Have you ever wondered how do you get a seller to sign the deal now? Right? So if you're in wholesaling or real estate investing, you know the name of the game is we got to deal with motivated sellers, people who need to sell, not want to sell. Generally speaking, that's the case. But how do you get someone? What are some of the key concepts for building rapport with the seller so that they give you the contract to buy their property now? That's what I'm going to show you here on this training video. And by the way, in case I forget to mention it, at the link below, if you're watching this on the day it was posted on my blog, you can register for an upcoming application training where we're actually expanding our acquisitions team for local investors. So if you've struggled on getting deals locked down yourself and you really want to just team up with somebody else and just focus on the acquisitions, get good at that, cut your teeth at that for a while, then that might be something you want to check out. But the link is below this video. So, sorry, hang on a second here. Let me get rid of the wrong thing. So first, what do you think IAS stand for, right? So first, we've got to identify the seller's emotionally charged reasons for selling, right? And believe it or not, more often than not, it has absolutely nothing to do with money. It's not what the money can do for them, it's the solving their situations. In this business, we get paid for solving people's situations, such as it's either a house problem or a people problem. So a house problem is really simple. The place is a piece of crap, it needs a ton of work, and we're gonna fix that. They can't sell because of that problem. That's a house problem. Because you'll get some people, I made 25 grand one time wholesaling a house in Hilltown, Pennsylvania on 722, Hilltown Pike, I think it was. Anyway, and the guy was in a estate situation, right? And the guy who I was dealing with, he was very well to do, but his dad was a drunk hoarder and he left his house. It was a house problem. His personal situation was great, but the house was an issue. So identify their emotionally charged reason for selling. We got a contract recently on a property in Perkiomenville, Pennsylvania, and the lady's, I forget the numbers now, but the lady's looking for a certain price on the property, and I said, listen, what is the least you'd be willing, I'm summarizing the conversation, but the crux of the sentence was this: what's the least you take if we close this property so that you can move on from your cheating soon-to-be ex-husband so you and your kids can move on with your life? So what was I connecting me to? The solving and the solving of her problem, her cheating ex-husband, and the moving on of her life and her kids. For a burnout landlord, obviously you're going to focus on, to deal with tenants, toilets, or trash. Point is, find out why they're looking to sell, connect yourself to the solution to that problem. So identify. Another one here is agitate. This is a 3-letter outline for really structuring your sales presentations and your rapport building conversations with sellers. So how are we agitating sellers? And what I don't mean is you piss them off. What I mean is you simply slightly, very cautiously and subtly agitate their emotionally charged reason for selling. And you do that by asking questions. Some of the questions, say, to a burnout landlord who's looking to sell a property might be, Mr. Seller, have you ever had any issues with tenants before? Oh my gosh, let me tell you, really, what's your craziest story? And you can smile when you're saying it, right? And they'll tell you. Maybe the property's vacant, and especially if you're in a more urban area, a lot of times you get troubles with, say, the copper being stolen on a property. So maybe you ask your seller, say, has the property been vandalized yet? And now, what are they suddenly asking? They're asking themselves, well, gosh, it hasn't yet. I wonder if it is going to be tonight. Now they really want to sell it. Then next, I'll bet you can guess what this is. We step in as the savior of the day and we solve their problem that we've just agitated, right? So you step in and you solve that problem, okay? So you get paid in this business to solve problems, but you don't know what they are unless you first ask questions, identify what they are, get their prospect feeling the pain of their situation, and step in and solve that problem. You get paid to solve problems. So make sure you know by asking questions and shutting up and waiting for the seller to give you the answer why they're looking to sell it. In very, very simplistic terms, that's this 3-step process for closing deals. Now, Obviously, for the folks who work with me on my acquisitions team, we dive really deep into the psychology of selling and persuasion, getting people to sell, to do stuff now, right? To sell their house to us now at a price. See, the reality is, if you're out there competing with other investors, and by the way, I don't recall the last time, and we buy between 6 and 10 houses a month, either buy or wholesale, 6 to 10 houses a month. I do not recall the last time we bought a house where there were not also other investors bidding on that property. But gosh, Jim, so what do I do, just pay the most? In most instances, absolutely not. So why did they take my offers? Well, for starters, because we're good at this and some other stuff. And so what I've trained my acquisitions team to do is to get good at solving their problems, the seller's problems. We have a whole formula for it. We've got lots of trainings on it. And so like I said, we've got 3 more open slots in our acquisitions team. If you're local to anywhere near Philadelphia and you really want to sharpen your skills as a negotiator, get good at closing deals, and you're looking for a full-time place to do that, then simply register below. And even if you're not ready to do full-time yet, you want to see what it's about, see if it's something you'd want to do full-time, then this is it. So we spend, right now, just $20,000, but it'll soon be $40,000 a month in marketing to bring in tons of leads. We got the call centers, they're all warm leads, and we're looking for 3 more acquisitionists to close those deals. Take them from lead status to under contract, and you're done. And so if you like closing sales, you're an outside salesperson, then I recommend you register for the training below. Nothing will be sold on it. It's me going into more of what's involved in the process of being an acquisitionist, and there will be a prompt to apply for. Again, no real personal information, obviously your contact info, and nothing for sale, but simply an opportunity for you to get good at acquiring real estate at a steep discount. All right, I'll see you soon.